show, please welcome Polite Kitty.
Oh my gosh, Valerie. That's almost like the story about when my son got circumcised and they did a half job and now he's only half circumcised. Ooh, I didn't know it could grow back. That was a new experience for me. We're not going to talk about that today, though. We're going to go on to something new. And it does not involve holes, so we'll go on to a new topic. Lady Luck has just never been my friend. And I feel like my Lady Luck is probably drunk somewhere in a bar, just hanging out. And she comes when she's told, I guess, or when she decides that she just doesn't want to drink anymore and take a break from that and come visit me. Because my mom got sick in October of 2021. She was diagnosed with lupus, and by February of 2022, she was admitted to the University of Washington because she had liver disease. It was so fast and so progressive. To the point that she, within 24 hours of being admitted, she was in a coma. And that was it. Thankfully, the doctors and nurses and staff there are so brilliant, so brilliant. They rescued her. She did come out of her coma, but she needed a liver transplant. And I don't know if any of you have been through that process. It is a grueling process because the gods that be of the liver team are the ones who decide who gets a liver and who gets an organ. And let me tell you, it's a list that you have to go through with tests and everything. And it was looking grim. My mom was sick. Very sick. My sister didn't qualify. I didn't qualify. My dad didn't qualify. We were running out of people in the house. She had stayed at UW for quite a bit. They wouldn't let her go home. By the end of March of 2022, the doctors had basically given her about a week or so. My dad and I were driving home, and we had passed the funeral home, and we actually had taken a picture of a funeral home with the phone number because we were starting to prepare. I know that my mom wanted to be cremated. I had had a letter she had written to me, and I had the letter in my hand when I got home. I thought, this is it. I'm going to have to open this letter. But I took a step back and I thought, no, something in my gut said, no, hang on just a second. We got a week. Just give them a second. Oddly enough, during this time, I'm documenting everything on Facebook. I know that's weird. But I'm a public figure. I'm not like super celebrity, okay? But enough that people wanted to follow my journey and my mom's journey. So I'm giving live updates as we go. And many people had reached out to me and they were really appreciative of the updates. And it just saved me time too. Like you said, I'm autistic. I don't like, 500 messages in my inbox. And a couple people who had reached out to me were actually local, and I had gotten to know this couple. And I mentioned this couple for a reason, so hang on to that thought. Their names are Matthew and Laura. They bring me onto their podcast because they're also theater people too. What else would I hang around? Yeah. And so I do their podcast, their children are autistic, and we have a good time, and I get to know them, to the point that I actually friend their family. Like, their mom follows me on Facebook still, and they're very sweet. And We get to April 2nd, World Autism Day. I get a phone call. My mom got a liver. She went into surgery, liver took, that was it.
Nice.
She's still alive, she's here, I'm very grateful. That's not the twist to this story. The twist is that 1 year later, February 2023, remember that couple that I mentioned? Matthew and Laura? Laura was in her bathroom. And she said, look, I don't feel good. She was telling Matthew, like, I have to go to the bathroom, I'll be right back. And he said, okay, well, we hadn't heard from her. So he went in to check on her. And he found her unconscious with a head injury. He rushed her to the hospital. It wasn't, again, within 24 hours, they had declared her brain dead. My friend, who had followed my mom's journey exactly a year later, was found brain dead in her bathroom. I found out through Michelle, her mom, that she had registered as an organ donor because of the journey that she had followed with my mom. Michelle did a live Facebook update, and I got to see Laura's last journey, her last walk, her last high five, and her hurrah out this life as they played her favorite song as she walked down to the ER and the OR. She saved 6 lives that day as she gave hers. And it was a bittersweet moment because I had lost a friend. But I knew how grateful and how thankful I felt to be that family member who was receiving an organ, and how grateful it was for someone to live and get their life back. I want to say how thankful I am to know and to have known Laura, how grateful I am to know their family, and how I'm so touched that they put everything on live Facebook for me, as I had done with my mom. I know that social media sometimes has this negative connotation, negative stigma, but sometimes you can reach out and you can actually do some good. And my Lady Luck, like I said, she may be drunk at a bar sometimes, but that day she came back and she gave my family, and she gave that family, and those 6 other families, just a little luck that day. Thank you.